My name is Daniel. I've always been a logical person. I never believed in the paranormal, but what I experienced that night made me question everything I thought I knew. About 3 years ago, I had to spend a night at my grandfather's old house. No one had lived there 4 years. After he passed away, the house remained untouched. There were whispers in my family that something was wrong with that place, but I never paid attention to them, not until that night. That day, a business trip kept me in town longer than expected, and instead of booking a hotel, I decided to stay at my grandfather's house. I still remembered my childhood days there, the scent of old wood, the creaking stairs, the black and white photos hanging on the walls. Everything was just as I remembered, but as the night deepened, I realized I wasn't alone. Sometime past midnight, I woke up to the sound of creaking floorboards upstairs. Given the house's age, I told myself it was normal. But something about it felt off. There shouldn't have been anyone up there. A strange uneasiness settled in my chest, but I pushed it aside, trusting my logic. I had just closed my eyes when I heard a whisper. Daniel. My eyes snapped open, and my heart pounded in my chest. Someone had said my name. A cold sensation crawled down my spine. I sat up, straining to hear more. The voice had come from upstairs. From my grandfather's old bedroom. With my breath shallow and hands trembling, I forced myself to move. Each step up the stairs felt heavier than the last. The wood groaned beneath me, each creak echoing through the silent house. I reached the door, hesitated for a moment, then pushed it open. The room was dimly lit. Moonlight streamed through the window, casting shadows that stretched along the walls. At first, I saw nothing unusual, just the old bed, the dusty furniture. But then, something caught my eye, the mirror on my grandfather's desk. And in its reflection, standing right behind me, was someone else. A pale face, empty, pitch-black eyes, a mouth that didn't move, yet I knew it was watching me. I spun around, my pulse hammering in my ears. Nothing. I turned back to the mirror. The figure was still there, unmoving, staring. My breath hitched. A creeping dread settled over me. I took a cautious step closer to the mirror, and then it moved. The whispers returned, filling the room. Daniel, you don't belong here. My entire body went numb. My hands shook as I reached for the desk, accidentally knocking over a picture frame. The glass shattered on the floor. When I glanced down, my breath caught in my throat. It was an old photograph of my grandfather as a young man, but he wasn't alone. Standing beside him was the same figure from the mirror. Something inside me screamed to run. I bolted out of the room, rushing down the stairs. The floorboards groaned under my weight. I could still hear the whisper. Closer this time. Almost right behind me. I reached the front door and flung it open, stumbling into the night. Gasping for breath, I jumped into my car and started the engine. But before I drove away, I made the mistake of looking up at the house one last time, and there, in my grandfather's bedroom window, a shadow watched me. I never went back to that house again, but sometimes, late at night, I still hear that whisper in my ear. Daniel, you don't belong here.